Scotland in the first millennium. In this book from 2004, maybe a little oversimplified, maybe a little outdated, are some things said about that time period. Now, first of all, they said that around 5000 before Christus, the first people came to Scotland. And that one of the earliest settlements is on Orkney Island, Skara Brae. When there is said that when people, the book speculating that they may have come from the Black Sea in Southeast Europe, came there, who were then called the Romans, who came then with a Roman invasion around 0, were called Picts, after the Roman name Picti, meaning painted people, because they had body tattoo. A little earlier, around 100 before Christ, there were people and they built baroche, 50-meter high towers for defensive reason. Then around 470, the book is saying that people who were part of the Celts, who were called Scots, came from Deiltiria in Ireland to Scotland. And then 563, there came from Ireland St. Columba to Iona and founded there a monastery. And during that time, Scotland slowly converted to Christianity. Also in 563, does the book say, was Scotland split into 4 kingdoms. The Scots Deiltiria in the west, in the north the Picts, in the southwest Britons Strathclyde, and in the east Bernicia or Lothian of the Angles. When in 670 the Picts drove out the Angles, and in 865 Kenneth MacAlpin, the king of the Scots of Deiltiria in the west, conquered the Picts, and Elba was founded, and that is the first kingdom of Scotland. And during the 10th and 11th century, there was a lot of rivalry who was leading Scotland. And there was Constantine III, who was killed by Kenneth III, who was killed by Malcolm II, who was killed by Duncan I, who was killed by Macbeth, who was killed by Malcolm III. Malcolm III's wife was Saint Margaret, who was brought up in Hungary, where her father was in exile. And maybe as a little spoiler alert also, Macbeth is a book also by Shakespeare, and there in Shakespeare's work there, Macbeth is killed by Malcolm III in bed. It was actually on the battlefield. And that is according to Miles Kell's World History book on the page 268 and 287. The positions and views expressed are the ones of the source and don't necessarily align with my own or with ones of the entities sprung of.